Okay, so today we are going to talk about a local drama series that was created in Zimbabwe back in 2022 with the name Drugs and Guns. And so the theme of this movie was trying to address the drug abuse and drug trafficking around Zimbabwe and how the police plays a role in trying to investigate and trying to arrest and sue, maybe prosecute the drug traffickers and so forth. So in this movie, there were primary characters that those were Detective Jake and Detective Walter. They were tasked on a mission or on duty to investigate about drug trafficking and to arrest those involved. And so Detective Walter was assigned and he was working on the other end with his colleague Detective Jake, while Detective Jake was also another drug trafficker, a rogue police officer who was involved in all these cartels. And so the characters were not believable somehow, and as they were acting based on their ways of acting, not trying to get into character or so forth. Maybe it was just about age. Those were little young adults, they were youth and trying to act as police officers. It was a bit dramatic and it wasn't well organized or it wasn't well acted. The characters were not in character as such. And even the environment, the way they were trying to showcase their guns and so forth, it was sort of acting like it showed a lot of drama and so forth. And so to move on, also another thing is the environment they were acting on wasn't, the setup wasn't really good, and the thing you could see, even the drug traffickers, the drug dealers, they were not in character as well, as they were not, or maybe the chosen characters were not good for those parts and so forth. And again, the movie wasn't really well in terms of sound, as there were a lot of background noise and stuff, and so you could hardly hear some of the things. Even the language they were trying to talk about, the dealing language or the language of those dealers and stuff, they were trying to speak in that nigger language, like sort of American language, and it wasn't cinematic and it wasn't real. And so the movie itself didn't really portray the film that was placed in the end. The guns were only used by two detectives, that was Detective Ward and Detective Jake. And Detective Water somehow tried to investigate and had a lead on the traffickers, so he traced them, and to his surprise, he saw Detective Jake, his colleague, and the connection was all over him, and he was the one who was doing all those things. He was sort of the leader of all the dealers. So when he tried to take them, he forgot his gun in his car, and upon realizing that, he tried to be clever and to approach those guys, not realizing what would happen next. And unfortunately, he was caught, and the gun, which was in possession of Detective Jake, his colleague, was used to assassinate him, so as to cover up for their miss, as he was going to take action against all of them. And the movie was like that. And so with the movie, almost everything was dramatic, and it wasn't really well, it wasn't acted well, maybe because the characters were not good for those characters. The theme was good, but maybe the people in character were not really good to showcase the film and to entertain as well as to educate, because the movie wasn't educative enough. It wasn't, or even with the entertainment side, it wasn't entertaining, but it was only telling us about how drugs are done in Zimbabwe, and how the police are coming across all those things, and how the police are even killed in trying to catch up those guys, and how some of the police, maybe that that was good for Detective Jake to be a rogue police officer, and some of the CID officers may attempt to be corrupt and to be ring leaders of all those things with him. with the abuse of the internal information and the whereabouts of MPA, even the tracking of all those police officers gathered and doing all those campaigns and stuff. So to use that to their advantage of doing whatever they would want to do freely and without any inconveniences caused by the police. So that was maybe part they tried to show us about how some of the Zimbabwean police officers are being involved in all those things, but yet they play innocent and they play all their and pretend as if they are trying to catch up or to catch or arrest the perpetrators. At the same time, they are the ones that are trafficking drugs, and they are the ones that are using their guns on the other end or to their advantage of, in fact, of trying to kill their own colleagues or to fight their colleagues with the weapons they are being issued on national duty, and abuse and all abuse of the state national finances, the assets and all the resources that are being cautioned by the government by them to do the proper work. Instead they are doing that and using that to their own advantages. So that was all about the movie. I hope you enjoy watching this.